All right, goddesses, here we go. Welcome, 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 welcome. You might notice that I'm here with the beautiful counterpart that you see. Some people say that I'm salt and she's pepper. Some people say that I'm sweet, she's naughty.
That's a good one.
All right, well, if you are on our professional Facebook page, I just want to make sure that you know we're live today. It's going to be amazing, and you got to head over to the Women Rocking Business group to see the whole conversation, because I'm here with my amazing counterpart.
So the first thing you've got to know about community is that community is the glue.
This off. Dun, dun, dun,
So write this down.
And stop being so sexily imperfect and get present with all of you who showed up for the second day of the Rock Your Tribe training. And you're here because you want to make a bigger difference. You're here because you want to reach more people. You're here because you want to create a life of freedom for yourselves. You're here because you want to be able to give back to amazing causes around the world. You're here because you may want to be able to travel and speak and make a difference and inspire people and really finally make the impact that your soul came in here to make. And Serena and I are here with you today to get you as much information and content as possible. Day 2 of the 3-day training. And today is specifically about scaling your tribe, leveraging your time. How do you really reach more people? And how do you even begin to go a little bit viral so that people are actually becoming mavens of your message, so that they're sharing your message forward even when you're doing other things, right? So that you don't have to get in that cycle of working all the time. And Serena and I are really here to take a stand for you today that the biggest reason that we do this and the thing that makes, the work feel like it's not work, and the thing that keeps us getting out of bed in the morning, and the thing that keeps us wanting to grow our company, Women Rocking Business. We became $1 million company a couple of years ago in just 18 months. I'm a retired school teacher from Iowa. I used to make $28,000 a year. So if I can do this, you can do this. I knew nothing about growing a company. And I think the thing that motivates us the most is the difference that we make in our clients' lives every day. It's the impact that we get to create in the world, and we know that you can have that too. So if you don't know Serena's a head trainer for our company. She actually trains our year-long program for about 100 clients at the moment. She's also an incredible performer. And so when I first met Serena, she was performing and kind of figuring out the business side of things. I hope that's okay to say.
Yeah.
And in the last 4 years, Serena, I've watched you go from being this incredible, expert in the area of story. Some of you know her as our storytelling mentor. I bring her in to teach our clients about story because she's so good about at helping clients craft a story that sells. Because one of the things that we have at Women Rocking Business is that content tells, but stories are what sell. And so especially for those of you jumping into the tribe training, for those of you that are going further with us this year, one of the things we're going to get you really good at is telling your stories in a way that really speaks to the hearts of your audience. Serena's a master at that. And it's so good to have you with me here today, Serena, to really share this possibility of growing and scaling our businesses.
Thank you. I was super excited. I actually got up early this morning because one of the things that pulls me out of bed in the morning is being of service, knowing that what I'm doing is contributing to women all over the world, creating sustainable businesses. So it's an honor to be here with all of you. Thank you.
I wouldn't rather be here with anybody else. And one of the things that I really want to emphasize for every single one of you as you're kind of landing here and getting ready to spend the next, hopefully, about 90 minutes. I tend to go about an hour and a half on these calls, on these trainings. One of the things that I really invite you to ask yourself and really consider is, why are you doing this? Why do you want to grow this movement? Why do you want to grow this tribe? What's your big why? Because the truth is that there's going to be days where it feels confusing or hard or isolating. The sooner we can get you a tribe, the sooner we can get you surrounded by the people that want to do this with you, the easier and the more fun it gets. I mentioned to some of you yesterday that Serena and I spent all day Monday and all day Tuesday of this week training 9 of our top year-long clients in a small group. And it was like 2 days of bliss and fun and dance breaks and giggling on the breaks and in between sessions, because we did it together. And if I had done it alone, it would have felt a little bit like a grind. And one of the things I believe is possible as we move into this place of like being women rocking our businesses, women rocking business from the feminine, is that collaboration trumps competition every day. So I want to invite you into an inquiry right now. And that is, what is your big why? Like, why do you want your tribe? What motivates you? Is it that feeling of service? Or is it the fact that you could take off a week every single month and go to Bermuda? And I want you to know right here, right now, I'm not judging you. I actually challenge you to write down the why that feels the most self-indulgent. And maybe you have a couple of whys. Maybe you have a couple of reasons why you want the business that you want. Maybe you have one that has more to do with service and impact and, social change. And maybe you have one that has to do with like being able to spend more time with your kids or being able to spend more time at the spa that's more selfish. And I'm here to tell you that you need both. Both are going to pull you forward. Okay, Serena and I are going to get into the nuts and bolts of scaling and leveraging a tribe today. But first of all, I really invite you to engage with an inquiry, right? Engage with this inquiry right here on the Facebook page with each other. So if you're on Zoom, head back over to the Facebook page and open up that page so that we can be a group supporting each other right here, right now. And I know I'm putting you on the spot, Serena, but if you had to choose one selfish why, what would your selfish why be? I know you love being of service and you're so good at it.
My selfish why was making my own schedule, because when I wake up in the morning, I like to do my yoga practice and I like to drink my tea. And I don't like commuting and driving to some other place to do my work. And so having my own schedule so I could have my practice in the morning and then turn towards the world was a huge big why for me. And I have it now and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. And as you guys are posting, I just want to say hi to Luvena from India. We love having women from India here. I don't know why. For me, it's like I've spent a lot of time in Asia. So when you guys get on, really important. Carrie, yes, this is Serena. I think you know her by now. Welcome, Tanya. Welcome, Lena. As you guys are posting, hi, Madeline from Asheville, North Carolina. So glad you're here. As you guys are posting, I really invite you to kind of dig deeper into this thing that is going to pull you out of bed in the morning, even when you might rather not be working. Because if you're a conscious woman entrepreneur who's growing a tribe, you know that you could cut corners and work less, right? Like we all have that choice. And if you're someone like me who's resistant to work, your big why is going to be a big part of what pulls you forward. So we want to know what it is. And the more you can actually post that and claim your big why. Hi, Ida from Brazil. Hi, Jennifer from Shasta. Hi, Linda from Canada. Luvena's selfish why is to be her own boss and to reach women with her story. It's a validation of the experiences that she's been through that can help others. Love that. I love that, Luvena. One of the quick stories that I have around sort of how I got started, and I just want to pause and appreciate for a moment like how much fun it is to lead alongside a woman who I love so much. Okay. Serena has been with me, from the very beginning. Serena, I think you knew me when I was just gathering rooms of like 20 and 30 people at a time. And I had a lot of sisters in Santa Cruz that knew me as a retired school teacher. And they were just like, great, good for you that you're all of a sudden coaching business, right? And it's such an honor to get to have someone by my side who's watched me through all these iterations of my life. And Serena and I have been down to Ecuador together, raised thousands of dollars for women in the jungle to start businesses, met indigenous women in the heart of the rainforest. We've been to Hawaii together. We took our team to Hawaii together last year and swam with dolphins in the wild. And these are some of the experiences that like this company has afforded us. And I just want to say that it hasn't always been this way. Like I've cried on Serena's shoulder many times when it just felt so hard to grow the business. And I remember this one moment when I had this dream of putting 20 people in my first year-long program. Like 20 was the minimum. I really wanted more like 40, but I had never really had a year-long program before. So I worked my little booty off. I worked my little tail off to get 60 people at my first weekend event. And from that weekend event, I was going to launch this year-long program. And I did, and I stood on stage, shaking in my shoes, quivering all over my body. And 15 people out of the 60 decided to invest in a year-long program to grow their businesses with me. And I was elated and disappointed at the same time. You want to know why? Because I have an achiever in me that says, I said I wanted 20 and I only have 15. And in the midst of beating myself up, I realized that I was going to have to go a little further than I thought I would have to in order to get the results that I wanted. So because I stood so clearly in, I know there's supposed to be 20 women in this program, I actually did something that I invite you guys to consider adopting right now. Write this down. I chose quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. So I know some of you are out there going, bigger, better, faster, stronger. I want to go global. And I'm with you. I have an achiever inside of me as well that wants to reach thousands of people yesterday, right? And I want to suggest that you might actually speed up if you slow down and take amazing care of the people that are coming into your world now, or the handful of people that you can bring into your world over the next few weeks with the strategies we're going to teach you today. So write that down, quality over quantity. Here's what I decided to do. I called every one of the women who had attended my event and who didn't sign up for my year-long program. In fact, I had just hired my first assistant, and I had my assistant help me make those calls. And she let me know of those 40 women or so that she got a hold of that had not signed up for the program. She let me know which ones she thought were still a little bit interested in the year-long program. And I hit the phone, and I carved out time in my schedule, and I drank a lot of vitamin C drinks, and I had conversations, and I asked them, so what was true for you? How come it wasn't a fit? I'm so curious. What can I do better next time? And I enrolled 5 more women, totaling 20 women in my first year-long program. And that grew into what we have now. We have about 150 women in 2 combined year-long masterminds. And that came from me learning the lesson, the hard lesson of, first of all, not judging myself when things didn't go the way I thought they would. Knowing and remember this, that you may have to go a little bit beyond what you think you can do to have the results that you're really wanting to have. And trust me, you can do this. And number 3, quality first and quantity second. The quality of connection. Serena, you found that in your business as well.
Yeah, it's true. My group program, I started off with 8 women, which was a huge success for me at the time. And when I jumped from 8 to 12 women in my program, I thought 4 more women, no problem. But there were 4 more souls that came in with their longings and their desires. And I found myself stretching to meet them where they were at and really give them what I promised them. And it turned out successfully. So this year, I'm setting my goals realistically. I'm going from 12 to 20. Yeah.
Isn't that so gentle on our systems? Like we get to actually enjoy the journey rather than beating ourselves up over some amount of numbers. And what happens when we go for these big numbers is we stop taking care of the people that we do have.
Yeah.
So Carrie, I love that you're here to be of service to women in the struggle, and you're also committed to having ease of your own lifestyle. That's beautiful. Madeline wants to have the financial resources to live her life as the free spirit that you are. Madeline, I can so relate. I've got this achiever in me, and then I also have this like wildly free spirit, right? That like could give a shit what time it is and wants to spend, you know, days on end wandering around barefoot and half naked in the jungle, right? And like the inquiry, if you can relate to that, if you have your inner achiever and you have your inner free spirit, you have these different parts of you, the inquiry then that Serena and I invite you into today is how do we merge what both of those two parts of you want so that we can come up with some you know, compromises inside yourself, right? And that's not a bad thing, right? It's like being a free spirit takes great discipline.
Yeah.
Being a free spirit takes great discipline. Linda posts that your why, your purpose is zest for yourself and others. And that I love that you're talking about like success is what we define it. And Sinjula is talking about that the selfish one in you really wants to know and feel the experience of financial freedom. And if you can relate to that desire of, you know, getting to live and give your gift outside of the need to make money because you've set yourself up for financial freedom, definitely post that as well, because it's something that I've set up for myself, right? I don't have to keep as close track on the money now at all as I used to, because the money is just flowing in, right? Like we have recurring revenue set up in my company so that I get to go out and do the things that I love. I have a whole team that I get to pay every month to be alongside me. And I really am so committed to you all having that experience as well. And in order to have that experience, in order to, you know, reach a beautiful amount of people and have the freedom, like in most months of my life, and Serena too, we take a flex week every month. I highly recommend taking a week off every month. You don't want to create yourself another job. If you're building a business, don't build yourself a job. Build yourself a business. Now, I'm in a book launch right now, as many of you know. Trying to get the book into as many hands as possible, which is why those of you that are jumping into the tribe training, which I'll mention again at the end of the training today, get a stack of books that you can actually use to help start your tribe and grow your tribe, right? It's a way to get the book in the hands of more people. But I had to marry my inner achiever with my free spirit because I want to have fun launching my book, right? Like I'm willing to work hard, but I'm not going to work hard 60 hours a week, right? So we've come up with a schedule, the several parts of us. And I invite you guys to do the same. And in order to have that freedom, and in order to really focus on quality first, so that you're taking care of the people that are coming and building actual relationships with your potential clients, the number one secret to really pulling back and sort of being right-sized and building this business sustainably so that you can have all the freedom that you want to have is to actually be aware of where you might be dabbling. Be aware of where you might be doing a lot of different things at once, and you notice you have a lot on your plate because you're a visionary and you're full of great ideas, and we love you for that. But you may not have the time and the momentum to get one thing going in the way that's going to free you. Serena, can you talk more about that?
Yeah. When I first started, I was very much an experimenter, and I was holding public storytelling events all over town, and I was trying this here and that there because I didn't really know how to make a business. I didn't know how to make money from my events. I knew how to create quality. I knew that it was something about storytelling, but I couldn't actually make it work. So I was trying a bunch of different things, and I felt like a plate spinner. Different projects here, always running at the same time. And then I went to a festival in town, and of all the shows, there were two that were highly successful. And those two shows were very specific. They were very much about true life storytelling, not fairy tales, not biographies. They were about true life stories. And so I started researching true life storytelling, and I decided that I was going to take all my passion for storytelling and put my passion and focus in one place. And I began pursuing true life stories. It was like a door that opened. Not only did I launch my group program and have filled it 3 years in a row, selling out shows at the local jazz center, selling out shows in Monterey, in the Bay Area, but the true life focus has opened me also up into the world of helping entrepreneurs with their true life stories for business. So once I put my passion focus in that, and I stopped sort of dabbling about, I started to really get momentum. And there's nothing wrong with this kind of experimentation. Women's brains are actually wired to focus on multiple things at a time. That's part of our genius. But in the realm of business, it is really of a benefit to like focus. And then once we're focused, then we can begin multitasking and multi-spinning to make things work.
Beautiful, beautiful. I've watched you be so like spiritually disciplined within yourself to sell out your shows and like rock, especially since you graduated from ELA. And I just want to say, for those of you on my professional Facebook page, thank you for being with us. Head over to the Facebook group. Jen posted the link, because goddesses, you're not getting to hear Serena's story. So head over there. We will see you over there. Thank you so much for finding me. And for those of you in the group, we are staying live with you. And Serena, yeah, pull that thread through, because I wanted to hear the tail end of that. Sorry to interrupt you, my love.
No worries. What I've seen with our clients, right, is that this is a very common thing that women do in our year-long program. They start their business, and then they start a project, and they start this, and they start connecting, and they go to networking groups, and they're doing all these things, but it feels like they're spinning their wheels, and they start to get really exhausted. When these women that we help focus down on one particular area of people to serve, things start to go faster, and they start to feel like they're really on purpose. That passion and that momentum really starts to get them where they want to go. The tools in our program help the structure and help like bank the tide of the passion in women. And I've seen it work again and again. And my life is an example. I didn't know anything about business. I was looking back, and I've been trying to build some kind of business since about 2008. And I've been dabbling in many areas, but it wasn't until I picked a mentor and stuck with her and began imitating what she did and watching what she did I start to have the kind of success that I wanted. And these tools that we teach in our program, right, they work for all kinds of different women who choose different places of work. I'm an artist. I've seen it work for body workers. I've seen it work for authors. I've seen it work for coaches, because once you have these tools, then you can start to make them work for you. You have anything to add, Sage?
I think I would just say, so number one, you guys, number one key to scaling your business is going to be stop dabbling. Like, if you know you're a dabbler, you've got to stop dabbling. And I say that with total heart. And Serena, it was such an honor to be your mentor, and it's even more of an honor to be your colleague. And
we so geeked out on each other. It's so great. I wouldn't do this by myself either. No way. It wouldn't happen.
Don't do it by yourself, ladies. Serena pops into the office this morning, and she's all, friends don't let friends speak alone. And I was just like filled up with this reminder of why I'm doing this. And if you know you're a dabbler, if you know you tend to say yes to too many projects at once, I want you to think about it like this. Think about if you're digging for water in your backyard, and you're wanting to dig a well because you need drinking water. You're not going to dig shallow holes all over your backyard. You're going to dig one hole all the way down until water's flowing into it, right? Until you actually have water flowing into it without your efforts. That's what I'm here to stand for you having in your primary business, that money's flowing in without you having to tend to it. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be able to, really, Women Rocking Business will probably only require me 1 or 2 days a week, right? The whole thing is held by coaches and an amazing team. And I get to be a maven of my own message and bring this thing forward and create more mavens of this women's business message. And that's what's possible for you when you're willing to focus. So the next thing I want to talk about, so secret number 1 today, by the way, if you're taking notes, and I highly recommend you do, is to stop dabbling and choose a focus. And secret number 2 is this idea of what it takes to create mavens of your message. And that when you get creative and ask for those $1 million ideas, which is why we need space in our schedule. If you guys fill your schedule up with so much stuff, it's going to be difficult for you to access those $1 million ideas to apply to your one primary business, right? And once you get that primary business going, then yeah, start another business if you want, but don't try to do 2 at once. I don't see women really like successfully launching 2 businesses completely on their own at the same time, right? Launching one business in and of itself, right? It's like having to birth twins from 2 different husbands. I don't know what the analogy would be. But I want to introduce this concept of virality. What does it mean? What does it take for people to share your message forward? Okay, some of you have taken the quiz that we have a link to the quiz on the banner at the top of the Women Rocking Business Facebook Sisterhood. And we will be promoting that quiz in a couple weeks so that thousands of people are taking that quiz at once and talking about their results. So if you've already taken it, awesome. You're ahead of the game. But I've already seen some of you sharing the results of your quiz and sharing the invitation to take the quiz with your friends. That quiz is really cool. It helps you understand whether you're a CEO, whether you're meant to whether you're meant to have a strength, whether your strength lies in being a CEO or being a visionary or being a healer, and then skilling up in the areas where you're not as strong, because we need all those archetypes to be strong in our businesses. Now, by the way, if you haven't shared this video now, here's a great example of what I'm asking you to do. When you guys go live in front of dozens or hundreds of people, ask your people to share the wealth. If you're learning something, all you have to do is click down, go to the Facebook group and click in the lower left-hand corner. There's a little sign that has a head and a plus sign. You guys can click on that and you can invite friends to check out this video. If you're learning and if you have an entrepreneurial friend who you know would benefit, please invite them to check out this video. It's one of the ways that we've grown a tribe of over 5,000 women entrepreneurs here engaged on this Facebook page that you are now a part of. And I want to thank those of you who are engaging in the conversation here. Hundreds of you have been active in supporting each other and acknowledging each other, and that's what it takes to build a tribe. And that's what it takes to empower members of that tribe to share this message forward, right? So one of the things that I recommend that you do is that you create some content that people actually want to engage with. Right? Especially content that helps people locate themselves on a map, right? Once you take the quiz, you're going to locate yourself on the map of the 4 what I call entrepreneurial archetypes. Once you know what you are, you're going to be really curious what your friends are. So when we do our launch in September, women are going to be sharing the quiz with their friends left and right, because they're going to want to know what their friends are so that they can actually find friends that are both like-minded and friends that complement them, so that they can form little sisterhood support groups, right? In order to get the message out and in order to actually shore ourselves up so that we have sisters we're building this business with alongside each other. And that sisterhood is something that I've created. I invite you guys to start doing that now. Get to know each other, create this sisterhood. Mostly because I just know we can all go further when we go together. A rising tide lifts all boats. But let's do a quick brainstorm. And I'd like to do some Zoom coaching. Serena and I would like to do some Zoom coaching with a couple of you who are either dabblers and you need advice to stop the dabbling and focus in on something, and specifically to focus in on creating some sort of a viral message that people would be excited to share forward. Let me give you one more example about this so that you really get the treasure of this. You really get the gold of this idea. A few years ago, I had a video that got, a few thousand views, and it was for me, a few years ago, to have a video get a few thousand views was a lot of views, because I didn't have the list size that I have now. And the video was about how to responsibly make agreements with business partners. And are you tracking with me? And the invitation at the end of the video was to forward this video to 3 people who you either are thinking about partnering with in business or who have partnered with in business. Because if both of you watch this video and you get the training on how to responsibly and joyfully and with integrity partner with each other and cross-promote each other and do business deals with each other and send each other clients, why wouldn't you want to share that video with other women who you're or men who you're thinking of being in business partnership with, right? Can you guys feel the sophistication of this? The reason to share the video is very self-serving to the person watching. I want my friends watching this video because I'm thinking about partnering with them in my business. You see what I mean? So because I only had a list of a few, 5, 6, 7,000 people at that point, we weren't reaching the 100,000 people we are now. So to send that video out to the little audience that we had, and we had, at least 500 or 800 people sharing it with 3 to 5 of their friends, and there was a virality to it. I mention that because it's an example of a viral idea. The incentive to share is interlaced with the content of what you're putting out into the world. Every single one of you could come up with an idea that people would want to share right here, right now. So let's start a little brainstorm on the thread, because those kinds of viral ideas can be the thing that propels your business forward very quickly if you're someone that likes to move quickly. Serena, do you have something to add?
I'm just loving how you're giving us concrete examples on how to create collaboration, because it's something that's not taught in business. What's taught in business is scarcity. We have to do it by ourselves. There's only enough for us. Keep our secrets to ourselves. But women are really different. We're wired to share. We're wired with our hearts that everyone gets included, that no one gets left behind. And so when we do invite our sisters into business with us, when we share what we know, we create enough for everyone. And let's face it, there's almost 7 billion people on the planet. There's plenty of business for everyone. So the more we share with each other, the more we sustain a place where there's actually kindness being shared.
I couldn't agree more. And I want to add that when you first start your business, it may not be your best girlfriends that take you the most seriously. Does that make sense? Like when you first start your business, your girlfriends, your closest friends know you as something totally different than the entrepreneur that you're becoming. So there has to be like this, this kind of transition, this liminal space that you walk through, where for a period of time, I really recommend that you put anchors out to women such as the women right here in this community. Okay, there's going to be a call to action toward the end of our time together to team up with at least one other woman here on this page and have a Skype conversation, get to know a couple people, get intimate with women who are actually starting businesses that can know you as the new you. Because a lot of people that are already in your life, they know you as the old you. But guess what? You're transitioning into an even more rock star entrepreneur. Okay, so it's so important to have those anchors with new relationships who can pull you forward into the present and future version of yourself. And as you become her, your friends will come along, right? I had friends, literally some pretty good friends, kind of tease me when I first started my business. And now, they've come back and been like, here she is, my friend who I used to think like, they literally have admitted to me like, who is this woman who changes her name to Sage and decides to train women entrepreneurs? And guess what? 5 years later, I've supported thousands of women. I knew in my heart of hearts that I was going to be good at this. I knew in my heart of hearts that I had the skills to do this. And now they're celebrating, my first Hay House book coming out with me. And they're apologizing for doubting me in the first place, right? And I'm apologizing for being whatever I was, probably maybe a little bit like full of myself in a couple of different moments, right? As we all walk this journey together, we just have to remember that there is going to be a part of us that has to kind of put ourselves out there before everybody that we have been close to gets like up to date with a new version of us. I'm excited to coach 1 or 2 of you that are either dabblers, you really relate with being a dabbler, or you want to kind of noodle on like a viral idea. Let's start with Michelle. I'm going to promote you to panelist. We have a bunch of hands up. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
I'm so excited.
Oh, it's so good to have you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Trinidad.
Oh, yeah. I love the international tribes coming together. You're like my dream come true.
All right.
Sanjula, I'm sorry. Oh, Sanjula's next. Sanjula, I saw your hand go up. Michelle.
Yes.
Michelle, tell us how we can support you most with you like stepping into building your tribe in the next 6 to 12 months.
Okay, well, I'm a definite dabbler. And I have been kind of in the weight loss niche, trying many things, now none of which were successful. So I've kind of brainstormed and kind of fine-tuned it down to a couple ideas that I wanted to put to you to see, you know, what resonates best with you. And well, in Trinidad, we have a huge health crisis because women no longer cook. We have all the American fast food here. And so there's obesity and non-communicable disease, right? So one of my ideas is to get women back into the kitchen, and that kind of almost sounds sexist, but with amazing 5-ingredient recipes so that you can, you know, get out, have your meal on the table in 30 minutes, but they're also whole food recipes so that you're going to end up losing weight in the whole process. So that's one idea. And then another idea is to help women feel better in their body. And I guess that idea is a little bit more obtuse because it's like a lot of people don't feel good in their body because they're not eating the right foods. And so by eliminating certain foods like legumes and dairy and so on, you have an opportunity to really find out what your body likes and doesn't like.
Yeah.
So those are the two ideas I'm kind of grappling with. And
you're wonderful. So let's give you feedback. I'll start, and Serena, I want you to add. First of all, sweetheart, we've had a lot of clients who have similar set of values and visions to you. And I've studied them very closely. Many are very successful and some struggle along a little bit. And the ones who are the most successful actually are willing to put themselves out as a weight loss expert. And the reason is weight loss is a very tangible result that people complain to their friends about. It's the thing they really, really, really long for, is to lose that weight, right? To be thinner, to be happier, to be healthier in their bodies. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't talk about 15-minute recipes, and it doesn't mean that you can't talk about getting women back in the kitchen or feeling better in your body. You get to talk about all of that stuff. And this is an important distinction. I want to make sure every one of you who's watching really gets this distinction. The sign that you hang on the door is not the thing that you spend all your time doing, right? Just because I help women rock their businesses and create 6-figure incomes working 12 days a month or less, I'm not out there only talking about website strategy and, you know, your branding. Like, I get to interact with women's hearts. I get to talk about what are the different parts of you? What do you long for? What's your big why, right? Like, I get to do, I mean, if we ever get to be in a live room together, you know, we'll do amazing breakthrough exercises together. And it's one of my favorite things to do, right? But I know that you'll come because you want to serve more people and make more money. And if I don't just say that outright, then I don't attract hundreds or thousands of people to me. If you go ahead and put weight loss on your door, you're just going to get more people. You're going to get to make a difference for more people. But what I love is this idea of 15-minute recipes for weight loss as like a way to get people in the door, right?
So can that be the lead? Because I'm thinking there's so many, the space is so crowded right now with everybody saying that they're weight loss experts, you know?
So one of the things that we have to remember, Michelle, and every single one of you, is that if you see a lot of people doing the thing that you want to do, it's actually a good thing. The reason they're all doing it is because it's needed and it works.
Okay.
I want to invite you into a reframe around that. But, you know, when you say, let's get women back in the kitchen, it's a little bit upstream, if you've heard me talk about upstream marketing. Because if you're trying to convince women to get back into the kitchen, there's a lot of women that don't want to be back in the kitchen. And now you're having to educate them about why they need you. So absolutely feel better in your body. Weight loss system, 15-minute recipes for weight loss. I could see 15-minute recipes for weight loss being a great freebie, right? Like, many of you took the quiz in order to find me. That was a freebie. It's like, hey, find out what your wealth leadership type is. And by the way, there's all this training and some products on the back end that you can purchase so that I get to make a great living and I get to help more people and I teach you guys how to make a great living, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can still get those recipes in as a freebie and then lead with feeling better in your body and weight loss.
Weight loss. Yeah. I totally agree with what Sage is saying, Michelle.
Okay.
It's really beautiful that you are wanting to help women be healthy and lose weight, right? Those are the big crux of it. And then you have this mission underneath. And one of the things I love that you shared was how to cook with 5 ingredients, right? Because most people who are dieting are told about all the things they can't eat. And that was one of the things that you mentioned, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Foods, right? But I love that you're coming around with this positive idea. So a little twist on get back in the kitchen, right? Another twist is you can eat healthy, right? You can do it quickly, and you can lose weight. Like you're giving permission to these women to eat and lose weight. It's gorgeous. And I would agree with what Sage said, right? When you lead with the ache in the market, what people are struggling with. You said your country has an epidemic of obesity.
It does,
right?
yes.
That's the problem. It's a common problem people are talking about. They're not often walking around going at the grocery store, I wonder if I could cook a meal with 4 ingredients or less. Like they don't
right.
say that, right? But it's a beautiful solution to what they complain about, right? I'm overweight, the choices are terrible, I keep eating junk food because I'm in a hurry, and I just can't get on top of my game that way. And I would encourage you, if you have a story about your life, a personal story where you've lost weight and this has been one of your solutions, definitely to develop that and share that, and that will help clients come to you as well.
Okay, I do have a story, so yay.
Good.
You are radiant.
Oh, thank you.
I am so excited you're doing what you're doing, because people are going to be attracted to the natural beauty that you bring forward.
Thank you.
I love how you take care of yourself. Like whatever you've done, whatever you've been through in your life that has brought you to this place where you are, I can feel how committed you are to taking care of yourself. I just congratulate you, and I congratulate all the people that are going to hire you. And I hope that someday we might have the possibility of going deeper together so that I can even support you further.
Super. Thank you. Thank you so much. Serena, thank you. Thank you, Sage.
You're welcome. Big love.
All right. Bye, Michelle.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. I promised, I promised Sanjula that we would get her on here. I think you were on here yesterday as well, Sanjula. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? You're going to pop on any moment, I think. There she is. Hi, Chica. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Sage. How are you? Hi, Serena. Nice to meet you.
We met before.
Yeah, we have. And
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. And this time.
Remind us where you're calling in from.
India. I'm calling from Roorkee. It's close to Delhi, the capital. So it's in the north of India. And this time I'm more prepared to talk to you. Like my heart is still inside my chest. So yeah.
I'm feeling the international sisterhood. So how can we support you with your journey of scaling a tribe?
Yeah, so actually, Sage, what you talked about dabbling, I can really identify myself there. The last time I spoke to you, it was regarding my business, which is related to different career options in India. We're teaching students how to plan for different new career options. And the thing with that is that I already have a team with me. So there are three of us co-founders, and there are 2 guys who are taking care of it. And all 3 of us together are doing fairly well, I would say. Now, meanwhile, what happened was that my colleagues and my other friends started, they liked what I was doing, and they were sort of inspired because I manifested some crazy things, and they were really inspired by that, and they wanted some sort of coaching. So I did it informally with them, but you know, when you do something for free or you do it informally as 2 friends talking over coffee, they don't use that very seriously in their life. So I was thinking if I could make a program, because a lot of my friends do want something like that from me. And so that is sort of a coaching direction that has come up in front of me. I already have about 3 to 5 clients ready for that. And I'm not sure if I should get into it or completely get committed to my other business, which I already have. Like we have a good standing there already. And I have a good team, and this is something completely new.
So it's university students, right? That's the first business.
Yeah.
And how much can I ask how much income you're making with the university student service?
I don't know how to convert it in the dollars.
Can you pay your bills off of that business?
Yeah. So far, Not, I won't say we're really, not at this point, we're not very well to do, but we're managing well and we're going in the right direction.
You're kind of breaking even.
Yeah, yeah. So
here's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering what your vision is for how big you want that to go, because as soon as your friends start seeing you be successful, it is easy then to start filling up your schedule with these coaching clients. But what that's going to do is it's going to take your energy away from scaling the first business. Now, if you have a need, if you have a desire to actually be doing some one-on-one coaching, because I know for me, I always maintain a client base of 4 to 8 really high level private clients that are paying me upwards of $25,000 a year, right? Because their businesses are already at 6 figures. And I love coaching women privately when they're at that level, because I have the set of tools. I'm a very unique mentor for them. I have the tools to scale someone from 6 figures to 7 figures. So at that point, it's totally worth both of our time to coach privately, right? But I would be like, there was a time when I was filling up my schedule with coaching clients who weren't quite paying me as much, and that was preventing me from scaling my year-long programs. So what I'm curious about is, how big do you want that that university service to be? Do you see hundreds or thousands of students being served by that?
Yeah, we're already about 700 to 800 students that we are serving, and we have connections. I mean, we're working professionally in about 5 to 8 universities already. So again, I do have some time where I'm just free in the house, where I'm working or I'm just relaxing or whatever. I mean, I have my personal time, but I think that I could use that and monetize it. Again, as you're saying, maybe if I get high paying clients, maybe then it is worth it.
That's the distinction, right? What is your time worth, right? I mean, there was a moment when I had to add up. You know, I had a couple of assistants, I had a little bit of a team growing, I had this many hours that I wanted to work, and I just did the simple math and realized that my time was worth this many hundreds of dollars per hour. And so it limited how many people could hire me privately to people that were willing to invest at that level, right? So that I could actually make sure that I had enough time to take care of my team and scale my other parts of my project. The other thing, Sanjula, is that I want to just reflect to you how rare it is that you've done what you've done. Okay, how old are you?
Thank you. 23.
So not every 23-year-old goes out and starts serving hundreds of university students and making a living, and you're working with 3 universities, 3 high-level institutions. And if you can do that, I want to be the woman who looks in your eyes and says, if you can do that, you could be serving 12 universities or 100 universities around the globe, and you could start a huge movement with this movement of university students, and you could be coaching some of them like I'm coaching you. Well, hundreds of people are watching. Now that one-on-one coaching is touching the lives of many. So formats we can put into place to really leverage your gifts that honor this momentum that you have with this first business.
Okay, makes sense.
Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive.
Really impressive. Really impressive.
Thank you both of you.
How good does it feel to be seen, Sanjula?
I'm really trying to get used to it. I am not really, I just speak to people personally, but here right now in front of so many people, like this international audience, jitters. But I'm excited.
You have a while to grow into it, right? Step by step. And I love how Sage is coaching you, right? When you bigger your business, when you are being more of service, it takes more of you. So to do it in a really mindful way so that you can keep up with your biggering that will happen step by step. And just one thing I wanted to add around these people that are coming to you and asking for support, right? Is really stay curious. Have conversations with them about what they want and what they're struggling with. Because as these people are coming to you, you may not be offering services to them yet, but they're your potential clients in the future. So to be really curious about what are they struggling with and get their actual language about what it is that they're struggling with, right? Because some of it is actual practical things they're struggling with, and some of it's mindset, right? How they think about things. And also what they want, you know, curious about their big why. Why do they want to do this? What is the impact they want to have on the world? And after you do a half a dozen or a dozen of these kind of interviews with these people who are coming to you, you're going to start to see a pattern amongst these people who want your support. And that will inform you in the future about how you can serve them, what kind of program you might want to design. So just stay real curious, okay?
Okay, makes sense. Thank you. We'll take the feedback from them, definitely.
Good.
Let us know how it all unfolds. It's so sweet to have you. It's so sweet.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Oh, you're amazing. Don't forget, you are a rock star. We got to get you surrounded by other rock stars, okay? So keep connecting with the women here. Would love to have you in our room sometime. We have the two-day tribe training coming up at the end of November, and then we have a 3-day in March. So,
that would be perfect for you. So you could do that from India.
Yeah. That would be perfect, actually. Okay. Thank you so much.
So good to see your beautiful face again. Oh, sister, keep shining your light.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, goddess. Okay. So ladies, I hope that you're all learning from these incredible two dabblers that we've gotten to coach, Sanjula and Michelle, right? Like they're like you. They're full of ideas and radiance and joy to share with the world. And what we're learning is that the more we can focus in on, you know, the vision that we have, the quicker that vision can expand so much that then we can reserve other parts of our time for higher level work opportunities. So number one, as you goddesses are growing and scaling your tribe, stop dabbling and be willing to get focused. Number two, create mavens of your message by brainstorming more viral ideas. And that brings us to the number 3 secret, which is to build your business in the right order. Okay, write that down. You've got to build your business in the right order. Most people kind of start hodgepodging their business together, and a lot of people want to start with strategies in order to bring people in. They're like, what's the strategy? What's the strategy? What's the strategy? Oh, you know, everybody's starting Facebook groups. Well, I'm going to start a Facebook group, right? They're looking out into the world at what other entrepreneurs are doing, and they're like, well, I'll just do that, right? But they don't necessarily know what is that particular strategy and the whole vision of where that entrepreneur is going or where that entrepreneur has been or what they started out with. The right order for scaling and growing a tribe is to actually not start with high-level strategies, like not start with high-level internet strategies of like hosting a webinar or, you know, running Facebook ads or like, you know, it's not necessarily that, or getting my website up in a certain kind of a way. The right order is to actually start just like we're doing right here, with having conversations with real human beings who may want what you have. That's the right order. The right order to start in relationship. Okay, remember, connection equals currency. Write that down. It's so easy to think I could just go online and reach 1 million people and invite people to opt in for this thing and they're all just gonna say yes to me. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Even though the internet has all these people on it, it still starts with actually cultivating real relationships, right? So the right order is actually to start with tribe. Write that down, start with tribe, right? Start by talking to people, asking them what they want. If you were to hire a mentor in this area, what would you want to get out of it, right? Get intimate. That's what's going to give you the footing. And then universal law says that you can't just pull a client off of Facebook the same day you meet them, right? It takes 3 to 7 touch points of following up. You know, Serena has years where she'll put a dozen people in our year-long program just from talking to them. And Serena, how often do you have to follow up with some of the ladies that are considering joining our year-long program?
Yep, 3 to 7 times. And sometimes it's over, a year's time of having different kind of conversations and giving advice and hearing about their stories where they're finally like, okay, I'm totally ready to do this. So it's definitely built on relationship, and which is brilliant because this is how women are. We build through relationship, through connection. So by doing it in this pattern, right, by following the steps in the right order, you're actually doing what's natural to you as a woman.
Yeah. So let it start with quality connections and grow into the quantity that you're all seeing, that you're all visioning. I want to just show you a quick visual of what it looked like when we grew. Dun, 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 dun. This was our tribe in 2012, right? This was my first event. I had gathered, 40, 50 women here, right? 2013, many of you have heard my story that I dreamt of women standing on the beach, realizing their dreams together when I was 16 years old at summer camp. I had no idea how it was going to come to fruition. Here we are in 2014. There's our women on the beach. Serena, I think you're right there. And this 2015, we couldn't even get everybody in a circle, right?
That's you in the middle with a bullhorn.
I've got a bullhorn in the middle of the circle. And then this is 2016. We actually had to be like shoulder to shoulder, right? Like when you kind of try to count the bodies, it's like, and this is not something that I could have done on my own. This comes from scaling. It comes from creating mavens of the message. And it comes from me being willing to talk to 10 women and then 20 women at a time. And many of you know my why is that I love to travel. Here I am in Liberia doing volunteer work with the girls over there. Here we are in Ecuador raising money for the jungle. Here I am leading my first Bali retreat. One of my favorite things to do is to interview visionaries. Like here I am with Neil Donald Walsh. Last year we took the team to Hawaii, right? One of my favorite moments of my life, Serena, when we were there on that like crazy sand road in that Jeep. Like what?
Yeah. It was so worth it. It was so worth it. Taking the team vibe to a whole new level. So one of the things that I do want to do before we get into the final key about scaling your business is that I do really want to take a moment to share an opportunity to stay with us in a deeper way for the next few months. And I'm going to take a quick moment to tell the ladies about that. Serena, would that be okay? And then we'll weave right back into the next secret. Yeah, it would be sad not to share with them what you have.
So thank you. We have a bunch of women jumping into the tribe training already. I want to welcome Brianna. I want to welcome Kathleen. I want to welcome Claire. I want to welcome both Kathys that jumped in. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but a bunch of you are jumping into our 2-day tribe training. The cool thing about the 2-day tribe training is it's virtual. And if you want to attend in person, we will have a small group of women here in Santa Cruz that are going to be here live. So you can live stream for the 2 days and you'll be meeting each other. We'll be putting you in groups. So you'll be interacting with other women for the 2 days, or you can attend in person. And the 2-day tribe training actually also comes with a bonus training that lasts 3 months. And it's called Events That Change Lives, Women Rocking Events That Change Lives. And Serena helps me lead the training. And that's where you get your story that sells. You craft your signature story that speaks to your audience. You craft your irresistible offer so you know how to make an offer on stage. And just to be totally transparent, I'm taking a moment to shift from a free training call into making you an offer right now. So study how I'm doing it, right? I'm actually taking the time to slow down and let you know what are the details of what it would be like to take a step deeper with me. Okay, I hope you're taking notes. And if you have stuff coming up for you, if you're like, oh, maybe I should pop off because she's making an offer right now, just notice that impulse in you. Because I know for me, when I first started hearing internet marketers and speakers making offers for their paid services, I'll be really straight up with you, I was a little turned off. And what I decided to do in listening to mentors and starting to trust some of the right mentors for me, the ones that resonated with me, is I started staying open to even just studying how they were making their offers, right? Because the more you can embrace the fact that you have offerings, and if you don't yet, we can help you create offerings for the world, the more we can actually get you paid for your gifts. Because the truth is we need to be getting you paid. Right? If we don't get you paid in a relatively short amount of time, you know, for many of you in the next 3 to 12 months, if we don't get you making the kind of money that provides a really flourishing lifestyle for you, then we risk you running out of the passion or the finances to not go for this and to not make the difference that you are here and able to make on the planet. So I want to just show you real quick what it looks like to jump in to the tribe training. And my team, Tanya and Jen, will pop up the URL in the Facebook chat. But here's the tribe training, and here's me sitting by my Buddha head looking like a crazy person. But it's at womenrockingbusiness.com/grow your tribe. Okay. And again, I just want to let you know about this because we'll be sold out likely in the next little bit of time here. We already have a bunch of you jumping in, and this is the place that you would come to spend 2 days with us, discovering how to really find your tribe. We're going to actually do work in those 2 days together so that you actually leave those 2 days having your first or your next client funnel ready to launch online. We're going to help you put that together so you actually have a funnel designed that is marketable, that has a stamp of approval by Serena and I and my team. We're also going to help you create exercises to lead with your clients. This is really what creates not just clients, but mavens of your message. We're also going to help you turn any events that you do, webinars or Facebook Live videos or in-person events, into really like life-changing transformations for your clients. We're also going to help you learn to alchemize connection. How do you actually get people connecting with each other? We're also going to teach a lot more tools around virality. How do you keep creating things that people want to share forward? And then we'll teach a bunch of specific strategies for profiting and monetizing, okay? Depending on what level you hop in to Women Rocking Tribe Training with, you're gonna get a stack of books that you can either sell to your tribe, give to your tribe, use to start your tribe, take your tribe to the next level. And if for some reason you don't have a need for the books, you can donate the books back to us. You can just keep a few for your friends, donate the rest back to us. And we already have a growing list of women's organizations that really want books. So this is one of the reasons I'm doing this tribe training. I'm not making a lot of money on it. Hay House is behind it. I'm launching this tribe training partly because I also really am committed to getting this book in the hands of more women, because the book, I poured, this is like a lifetime and a day of my life. This is a lifetime of wisdom to help you build your business. And this is the only time that we'll ever do this, right? Next year we'll be launching the tribe training course. It'll probably be around a $5,000 course. This is the only time we're doing this where we're actually completely bonusing in a 3-month online program, right? Where you actually get the total blueprint to launch live events that change lives, okay? So that starts in October. And that's where you get 6 video modules, you get monthly Q&A. You're actually gonna get 2 Q&A calls every month. You're gonna learn to sell from stage, create a signature story. This is the recipe that I use to get to 6 figures. It's the recipe a lot of my clients use to get to 6 figures. So as you guys can see, we have limited seats left. I wanna make sure that if you wanna take the next step with us, that you know about this today, so you can either just grab a spot right now or go ahead and chat with a coach to see if this is right for you. There are some success stories from our clients here so that you can hear from them. You don't have to take my word for it. You actually also have one of our clients sitting right here next to me. And for any of you who decide to hop into the tribe training today, Serena, I'm gonna put you on the spot, but would it be okay if anybody who jumps into the tribe training today got a bonus signature story breakthrough coaching session with you, so they could have a little bit of time with you to bring an outline of their story and coach on that. Would that be an okay bonus for us to give out? I forgot to ask you this morning.
That would be an honor. That would be an honor. Yeah.
So, okay, so up to, I know Serena's schedule is limited. So what I know is that probably up to 5 of you. Okay, so the next 5 of you who jump into the tribe training, you're going to be eligible for a 30-minute breakthrough coaching session with Serena. And if you're on this video and you've already jumped into the tribe training and you're like, wait, what about me? I want that too. Email the office and we will absolutely honor that for you too. Okay, and that's why we're going to limit it to the next 5. So if you know you want this, if you know you could use the extra hand-holding to go deeper, to launch your tribe, that you'd like to take those steps in a tighter community of women where we're actually buddying you up and getting you the skills and the tools, alongside other workshop leaders, other internet marketers who are really looking to fill their programs. Like, no kidding, it's time to get serious about this right here and right now. I would invite you to jump in so that we can get you the bonus coaching session with Serena. We'll do the 2 days in November. And I'm also going to throw in a free ticket to my live event in March, okay, for you and a friend. So I would rather get you in here sooner rather than later. Can you tell?
I love how you just lead with generosity, Sage. This is a testament to who you are as a coach. I watch you again and again take stands for your clients so they really get the success, because you're really wanting and standing for the commitment that any woman, she focuses on saying yes to this program, will get results in her business. And I've seen it happen again and again. So I'm touched by your generosity, and I love it when you give me away as a bonus, because women's stories are so needed at this time. Our real true life experiences and what we've gone through really are lifting other women up as well. So I recommend anyone take you up on this bonus offer.
It's so fun to lead alongside you, and I want to welcome those of you that are jumping in. Danielle's jumped into the course. And Kenny Ostman, it's so good to see you here. I love seeing our clients circle back around. What an honor to have you here. I want to teach you the final secret for launching your movement. And Serena, I know, has a piece that I want you to add to this teaching point, because this is one of the most essential, really essential pieces of growing your movement. And that is to design a way that people find you online that is low commitment. Okay, write that down. It's low commitment. It's what we call some sort of an instant gratification opportunity for people to find out about you, for people to interact with your content, for people to discover how much goodness you have to offer, right? Examples of instant gratification gifts and many potential client funnels are not newsletters and not webinars, okay? Because there's so many newsletters and webinars out there. A newsletter doesn't say anything about what they're gonna get or who you are or the value that you offer. And a webinar, unfortunately, requires a lot of people's time, right? Like many of you who are here, we have 3,000 people signed up to watch these Facebook Live trainings. And between the 2 pages, we have hundreds of you on at a time, and many of you are here because this isn't your first rodeo with me. You've been following me for a while. There are a handful of you who probably just found out about us through Hay House, or I know Ocean Robbins promoted, but we took some time, right, to kind of get you into the group and nurture you along, right, in order for you to really be spending your time here with us. Many of you have found out about us because of an instant gratification experience, like a quick 2-minute quiz that you can take. Or there's a dream business guidebook that I've created that I know some of you have downloaded. If you haven't, don't worry, we'll get you a copy of that in the next few weeks. Just keep an eye on your inbox. But you've got to have that potential client funnel, because that's what is going to get people introduced to you and then nurture them along. And there's so many subtleties to how to create the different steps of that funnel. How do you nurture people along at the different stages? One of my clients, Lisa McCardle, I always think about her when I tell this story. You know, she transitioned from being a day spa owner who was totally burned out. You know, she had a brick and mortar, you know, facility that she was having to maintain. And what she really wanted to be doing is she really wanted to be speaking. So she started offering these little freebies, right? Like free things that people could download online, free little mini talks that she would give right there in her day spa or at her friends networking group. And with that free introduction, with that way that clients could find out about her, she was able to grow her client base to 25 women in group program, sell the spa. Now she gets to do what she wanted to do, like get paid to be an inspirational speaker and a mentor. And I tell you this story because you've got to be willing to put yourself out there. You've got to be willing to speak for free. You've got to be willing to understand, when I do get an opportunity to speak for free, what do I say? And then to put yourself out there in the small ways with the quizzes or the, you know, mini checklists or ebooks or little things that people can download online to find out about you before they end up committing to spending an hour with you or 2 hours with you on a webinar. This is what it really means to put a client funnel into place. And it's one of the things that I love doing. I love actually designing every aspect of the client funnel with the women that I get to work with more deeply, because when you have that, it's like having a valve that's full of potential clients. And when you need clients, you can turn it on. And when you get full and you want to take a break, you can turn it off. It's also kind of like having a retirement for a business like ours, right? So that's really one of the things I invite you into understanding, is that it's not just about hypothetically building these relationships with people, it's about actually nurturing them along a sequence. And I think one of the things that I love what you speak into alongside me, Serena, is this idea of like starting with relationships, like being such a feminine way to start. It's just natural for us.
It's really true.
Yeah.
It's really true. And when we create these relationships with people, they tend to stick, right? We get to know each other. I also want to speak about biggering your tribe with imitation before innovation, right? We are all, as women, very creative human beings. And one of the things that we tend to do is want to create and create and create, and at least a little bit to dabbling. But even the Dalai Lama says that you have to learn the rules before you break them, right?
So true. It's so true.
So just like, you know, just like in meditation, if when we sit down to meditate, one day we do yoga, one day we do visualization, one day we do our dance meditation, one day we do our painting meditation, right? Eventually, we're going to have all of this creation, all of this innovation, but we're not going to have that kind of funnel that Sage was talking about, a clear container where things move into them. And so when we actually study a particular kind of funnel or a particular kind of meditation long enough, we have the chance of becoming masters at it. And when we master something, our adrenaline drops. When we master something, we start to trust ourselves. When we master something, we have a place to go to that feeds us and we feed into it, just like a meditation practice. And it's one of the reasons I've been most successful at my business, because I did have a meditation practice with a discipline that I then applied to my business. And it's a lot about simplifying and choosing. And I wouldn't have been able to do this far even if I had focused my attention on my business. I still wouldn't have been able to come as far as I could without someone showing me what to do, right? Because as an artist and as a storyteller, I knew how to do that, but I didn't know how to create a funnel. I didn't know how to draw clients to me in this very relationship-based, generosity-based model. Once I learned that, once I learned all the tricks and tools, I began to innovate with how to do that for my particular niche and the women I work with. And then I started to innovate, you know, maybe 4 years after I had studied the model again and again and again.
Yeah.
So what I recommend for you ladies is to consider, right? To consider, it's not about just choosing us, right? We would love to serve you. We would love to help you. If you're here, like, you are people. And if you don't choose us, it's not the right time. What I really want to say is choosing someone to support you in a model where you can imitate success, imitate creating business that you want before you begin innovating on your own will really benefit you in the long run.
Imitate before you innovate. It's such a time saver. It's such a game changer to be able to rest into a plan. And I like what you said about the adrenaline piece, because when we're not quite sure what we're doing and when we're stuck hustling, right? This is really about moving you from a place of like hustling to a place of getting really aligned with what you most want, and then investing there wherever you decide to invest in a proven plan that you know works. What I know is that when you have the formulas for putting yourself out there in little ways, both online and offline, you'll have the way to nurture relationships with clients who will end up building that trust with you and investing in themselves through you. And keep in mind, write this down, they're not investing in you. When we think they're investing in us, it becomes very personal. And we start feeling like we have to take so much responsibility for our clients. Oh my God, what if they don't get results? And what if I fail them? And what if it's so much responsibility, I can't handle it, right? And if you can relate to this, let me know in the chat thread. We have to remember that they're investing in themselves through our programs, right? And that's one of the reasons why I love the tribe training and the events that change lives sort of combination of trainings, because when you have those two trainings, the tribe training is going to really help you get started online and teach you some high level facilitator strategies for getting people connected. And then the events that change lives course is going to give you everything that you need to get started in person. So when you develop this talk, you'll know how to do that talk live and how to do that talk online, and what's different when you're live versus when you're online, how to tweak it, and then how to really stand in the fire with potential clients and look in their eyes and say, I would be honored to be the one to help you, right? I would be honored to be the one to take you to the next level. So I want to take a couple of more questions and support a couple of more of you who are struggling with Tribe, considering taking your business to the next level with Tribe. And I also want to remind you that there are 5 spots being offered in Serena's schedule for those of you that hop into the Tribe training today that know you want to take the next step with us. So please, I invite you, if you do know you want to take a next step, you can go to the Tribe training sales page right now and grab a spot in the sales page and let my team know that you hopped in, and they'll be there to answer any questions that you have and support you with any specifics that you need around that. And I know that we did have one question come through from Danielle. She was asking, is this the right thing for me if I'm just getting started? And the answer is, Danielle, and any of you that are in that circumstance, I would prefer you get started here, right? I would prefer that you get started in a place where we can give you the first few steps to get your online funnel going and create something that you could deliver to people in person, because those really, what I know, those are the first 2 things that can work to really get you clients. Tomorrow I'm going to be teaching you about profiting from your tribe, really, how to use a tribe to make money, like what are the first 3 steps to that. And I think especially after tomorrow, you'll see that once you actually have that blueprint for the message that you're bringing, to get that in to a story and a talk, and then how to put little chunks of that. I mean, it's not complicated, it's simple, but there's a specific way of putting your life experiences and your story and your offer together, and then taking the right pieces from that and putting it online, and taking the right opportunities to get in front of people and sharing that part of yourself live, that then you actually have the system to go out and get clients, right? You can use it again and again and again. And the only thing you'll need to know how to do is to either fill a room or get people to pay attention to you online. And the Events That Change Lives program actually gives you those blueprints, how to fill a room and how to get people's attention that way.
That's what's so awesome about having those two courses together, because you have 2 days of learning the blueprints and getting the systems, and then you have 3 months to practice it with a live group in a tribe, getting coaching and asking the questions that are particular to you. So it really is the imitation and then the innovation right next to each other.
I couldn't agree more. So we're here to support a couple more of you who either are needing support around growing your tribe, and or have any questions for us about tribe or the tribe course. Let's start with Luvena. Luvena, it's so good to have you here. I'm going to promote you to a panelist right now, sister, and you should pop up any moment. Hello, gorgeous one.
I wasn't expecting this one, but I'm prepared.
I put you on the spot. How are you?
Oh, I'm well, and I'm very glad to be here and listening to everything that you and Serena have to say, and it is amazing.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
thank you. You're so welcome. How can we support you?
Well, I think I'm still picking up on most of the stuff that you have been sharing with the other goddesses, or yesterday as well as today. But I think for me, what I'm really struggling with at the moment is, yes, dabbling in with a bit of what I want to focus on delivering. And especially coming with 15 years of experience, having massively impactful stories that I have to share. So as I was sharing with a friend of mine today, I am not at that point in time where I want to start already. I am already doing things. And at this point in time, I'd like to make my impact, because I know that my experience and story has really made a difference to me. It inspires my students, the women who I meet, and it's really time to reach out with the message. So there are skills that I have gathered over the years. There are clients I have coached, mentored, individual people who I have helped. But now it's time to bring the help to a more focused direction. I don't think women today need to be spending more time trying to figure out, all the little fish that I have to fry, but to really focus. And my challenge at the moment is deriving at that focus. So that's something that.
Luvena, I have a question.
Yes.
I love the way you express yourself. You're clear, you're passionate. I feel your natural confidence. If we could help you with one thing, get clear on one piece of your message, what would it be?
So one core value that I have is inspiration. Inspiring change, inspiring women to actually take charge of their lives, be it their physical wellness, emotional wellness of their lives as a whole. Great. That is something that I would really want to deliver, because when I think about my personal messages, they aren't only physical or only emotional, they are multidimensional. So the message that I would like to go ahead with is on how to inspire women to take charge of their lives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what niche do you serve right now? You said you've been in business for a while and you've been helping.
I haven't been in business for a while. I have 15 years of corporate experience, oil and gas industry, but I have studied medicine and holistic health.
Nice.
So when I moved to India 3 years ago, I had already done my Ayurveda and meditation training. I'm a coach, I'm a counselor, but I was teaching students yoga anatomy for the past 2 years, and I know I did a really good job. But so I do help most people who have spinal injuries because of my background with spinal injury. I do help women with their thyroid issues because I have healed my thyroid after 13 years of a very massive dose. So
gorgeous, sweetheart. I wonder if there are other corporate women like you who are feeling pretty stuck within that system, within that structure, who really long to feel this sense of empowerment and inspiration that you're talking about. Or do you think maybe you're the only one in India?
I don't want to show off. But honestly, I don't think I'm the only one in India, but I think that we are just a few of us who are vocal, or a few of us who are actually thinking of taking this professionally.
Good. Good.
You know,
You're a pioneer. You're a pioneer in your industry. You're stepping forward. And obviously this longing you have to get clear on this message because you're so full of inspiration, you're ready to roll with it. But like how to package that message so that you can wake up some of the other women who haven't stepped out so fully and who aren't taking the reins of their destiny, right? Because you're working in a culture where that isn't really supported a lot, which also is an advantage for you to step out. It's going to take courage, which you clearly have. And what I'm also hearing Sage point to, right, is that women in corporate America, right, probably aren't taking care of themselves very well. They probably do have thyroid issues, maybe even spinal issues from sitting and things like that. And so this area of support around well-being married with women in corporate or corporate jobs is a monetizable niche. Would you agree, Sage?
Yeah. I'm excited about that for you.
I'm excited about it as well. Every time I listen, I feel like I've just got this buzz in me, like, yes, that's really good.
And I think you know that I was completely joking about you being the only woman in India, because I've actually sat in seminars and we have clients that have gone through our programs who have, you know, who are in a professional sector in their work in India, and they have this big dream, right? And they need permission. They need to know that it's possible. They need someone to stand for their dream even when they can't. So the sooner we can get you the tools to grow your business and to make that leap yourself, to make that trend, to build that bridge yourself, you're going to be able to learn all those tools and then turn around and teach those women the tools that you're learning. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
There's never been a better time to be a woman starting a business. It doesn't matter what country you're in. Things have totally changed.
Women are starting businesses 1.5 times faster than men right now.
Yeah.
And so, sweetheart, I'm curious, how much money would you need to be making to replace your income?
So right now, I am not working.
You're not working.
For the past month, I'm not working. There's been some structural reorganization in the school. And I think that came about at a time when I really needed the break. So in March, I had this massive fracture where I broke both bones in my right leg. And I was in bed for 3 months, unable to move. But that was one of the most creative breaks I've had in my life.
Yay!
I am walking back now. I still have a titanium rod, so I'm known as the bionic mom, right?
We're talking to the bionic mom from India.
No, but that recovery time actually gave me time to pause and think what I wanted to do in life. So it was one of the most creative recovery, a catch back time to see what I actually wanted to do. But what happened was I came across all these different ideas that I have, and it was like idea overflow, and I wasn't able to.
We need to get you narrowed in, right? Yeah. When we get you narrowed in and we help you create a talk, and we help you create, you know, if that ever feels right, you can get that tools here, you can get those tools somewhere else. That's up to you. But once you have a talk, once you have a formula that you can use, and then the offering that you go out, if you are a woman, if you're in a professional spot, if you're feeling stuck, I'm imagining that this, this time with the leg injury and the rehabilitation that you took was potentially the hand of God coming down and saying, I need something else from Livena, right? Yeah. I need something else from her, and I'm going to guide her straight into this new industry so that she can help the women that are stuck, who are miserable, who are working for somebody else, whose souls are being sucked dry. And the sooner we can get you there, the sooner we're going to be able to help those other women too.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
It's so inspiring. And what an opportunity for you, since you're not working right now, to be able to really pour yourself into starting your business.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Have you considered joining the tribe training?
I have. I did have a look at it, and I'll be very honest with you. I haven't gone to the website yet, but I am looking at the various funding options. so that I can do my calculations tomorrow and see. But it is an investment, and I have invested a lot in myself over the past many years. So I really need to look at how I can, and I think I'll probably get in touch with one of your coaches to see how I can work the opportunity in.
Go ahead and ask that coach that you talked to about our international discount, because if you are international and if your dollar is not as strong as ours, then we are absolutely willing to work with you. We do have a set discount depending on where you're from, so you can ask our coaches about that. And sweetheart, I'm curious for you, how much do you need to be making in order to feel like you could confidently never go back to work?
Again, like Sanjula, it takes a while for me to do the dollar conversion, but because when I was in Dubai before and I could easily make the conversion, I was also working full time. So that was a different option. But right now I haven't.
You can tell me in your currency.
To never go back to work again, I would love to make about 70 to 80,000 rupees per month.
Great. Okay, so 70,000 rupees per month.
Yes, that would be a good start. That would be a good start, because or more. I'm just putting a very minimal amount because I've got 2 children and I've got a very active lifestyle. So I'm just placing a lower limit at 80. And I think that's a very small amount actually.
Right, because here's the thing, sweetheart, that's 14 clients paying you 5,000 rupees a month.
Oh, and then that's very little then.
For a transformational experience, where in 6 or 12 months, they have the opportunity that you now have to launch their dreams, to step away from something that's killing their soul, right? That as you learn how to build your bridge into this new way of being self-generative, you'll be able to teach them, and you already have leadership tools you could teach them today if you needed. If they were sitting here today, you would already have something to say to them, right? But out of all the women in India, do you think 14 of them they want to invest in themselves?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
I mean, and you could also look at it as if you started a group program, you could have 28 women paying you 2,500 rupees, right? And that would even be more of like a more membership price, like a kind of a no-brainer investment level, right? So I'm here to tell you that this is so possible for you. I've watched so many women do it. I've watched Serena do it. I've done it myself. And we're both here just shining our light on you, saying, don't give up. And we would love, and we would be so honored if we get to be the ones to help you at some point.
Thank you.
Ivana, I had a similar story. I lost my job, not because I broke my legs, but they redesigned and I lost my job and I had 1 year to make my business grow. 1 year. And then my assistants vanished. And so this is what I invested my time into. And I borrowed the money from my mom to make it work, and I paid her back. And because I knew, right, that I had to make it work. And I was so passionate about bringing what I had inside of me out into the world. So I see that in you. I mean, the way you've restoried yourself already, like the double break was the best creative break I've ever had in my life. Like that is restoring and taking authorship of your story. So you can have this story turn out however you want it to.
Thank you. Thank you. I do intend to work on it, and I will be getting in touch with the coaches.
Perfect.
So I can take this.
I'm gonna let them know you're coming, that you're on the way. I know that we've had a couple of
Thank you.
I know that we've had a few people raise their hand to jump in, so I want to let you guys know that there are at least 2 spots left for the extra bonus story coaching with Serena. And I do also want to let you ladies know that anybody who jumps in by tomorrow is going to get entered in a drawing, and we're going to choose somebody out of a hat, like a raffle, and one of you is going to win a year in our mastermind, our $10,000 mastermind that includes private coaching. It includes 3 group calls most months. It includes 3 live retreats. It's a whole year of really, really in-depth support with a lot of private handholding. And so for those of you that do decide to jump into Tribe by tomorrow, we're going to do our 3rd training tomorrow. You'll be entered to win a year with us and a year with Serena and myself. And Luvena, just remember that no matter what your gremlins say to you, no matter what, like that voice of doubt or fear, or you should be practical, or you should go back to your JOB, like no matter what those voices say, we're here to tell you that the radiance and the enthusiasm that you've shown up with on this call this morning, like absolutely let me know that you can do this. If you decide to start this business, if you decide to serve these women and you know, step into this place of mentor to, you know, to the women that are looking for you, I believe without a shadow of a doubt that you have what it takes to do this.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been an honor to talk with you, Luvella, and Sage. It's been an honor to be with you. I need to sign out from here. I just
Serena, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. Serena, thank you so much for being here. Luvena, thank you so much. Say hi to India for us. I'm going to let my coaches know that you're coming. I'll text them your name this afternoon. And I love you both. Bye, goddesses.
Bye.
Thank you.
So ladies, I have just about 10 more minutes, and I actually would like to just stay on and chat with any of you who might be on the fence about the Tribe training and who have questions for me. Before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and lower the hands. And if you do have questions, if you are considering jumping into the Tribe training and you wanna talk to me about it personally, go ahead and put your hand back up. You don't have to you don't have to be somebody who's decided you're for sure. But if you're on the fence and you're just like, is this for me? Is this the right thing? You're wondering about it, just put your hand back up and we'll have a quick conversation about whether it makes sense for you to jump in or not. And in the meantime, I just want to do a quick review of today so that you have this in your notes. In order to really grow and scale your tribe, the first thing that you want to do is to really start looking at all the places that you might be dabbling or putting a lot of different kinds of things on your plate, and really start focusing in and asking yourself, how do I focus on, write down this question because this is new. How do I make sure I'm focusing on income producing activities? Right? And am I actually running my marketing ideas through someone who has actually done it? You know, and when you look out at the sort of realm of coaches and mentors that you are considering learning from, the question that I used to ask myself when I was choosing a mentor, and I tell my clients the same thing, is make sure that you choose a mentor who has a lifestyle similar to the one that you want to have. You know, so if you want a life where, you know, you work with a bunch of private clients and that's it, you just see private clients and you don't want any group programs, then go out and choose a mentor who just knows how to fill a practice full of private clients. If you want group programs, if you want a bigger reach, if you want to be more global, if you want to be able to travel, right? Like choose a mentor who does those things, right? Make sure that you're choosing a mentor whose values aligned with you. Because it'll be easier to adapt to their strategies, right? Because you'll be following a plan that somebody's laid out for you that fit into their life. And if you sense that your life is similar, then those same tools and strategies are likely going to fit into your life. I also want to review the concept of creating viral pieces of content that can go viral as a way to help create mavens of your message. How do you create things that inherent in the message is the desire to share? And then be sure that you're building your business in the right order, right? You actually want to start with relationships, start with connection, start with tribe. And then lastly, you've got to have a potential client funnel. You have to have a way that clients find you, that when you're ready to have more clients, you can turn that thing on. And once you're full, you can pause that thing or turn it off for a while. That's what it means to really put a potential client funnel into place. So with that, I know several of you are considering jumping into the course. I want to just take a little bit of time to chat with a few of you. Let's chat with Gadia? You have a beautiful name. I wonder where you're from. I love that we have all these global women here popping in. You're gonna pop up as a panelist in just a moment, Gadia, I think. There you are. How do you pronounce your name, my love?
Sorry, it's Khadija. Sorry, I cut out there. The internet is a bit funny.
Khadija. Is it Khadija?
Yes, it is.
I like it's beautiful. Where are you from?
I'm from South Africa, Cape Town, South Africa.
Oh, hello to Cape Town. Desmond Tutu is one of my beloved mentors and colleagues on the path. I've gotten a chance to study with him a bit, and he's amazing. Sweetheart, how can I support you most today?
So I was a change coach in corporate, coaching groups in adapting to changes. So I am in the fortunate position that there's a lot of people, when I speak to them, always say, "Oh, can you have sessions? You know, when are you launching?" And I'm stuck with what do I actually, so narrowing it down, because there are so many things that I feel that I can offer. I find that some of the women don't have awareness yet, or are not in touch with themselves yet. So I don't know how to package it in such a way that you cater for the different levels at which people are at. I have youngster students coming to me, the leaders in corporate, but then also all the women. So I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Yeah, I hear that. And first of all, I want to reflect that it's no surprise to me that people are asking you when you're going to launch, because you're powerful. You're a potent woman. You bring with you a sense of power that I perceive. And I'm guessing you may find that other people are reflecting that back to you. And so now it's just a matter of choosing a focus to get started with. And I want to really be the voice of, guess what? You don't need to know the whole road right now. All you need to know is what project do you want to do first, right? Like I was saying, I don't know if you were on yesterday, but I was saying yesterday, I have a goal in the next 3 years to launch like more large-scale leadership trainings that have a little bit to do with business, but a lot to do with leadership. And that would have been a tricky message for me to bring right off the bat because it's more general, right? But I'm growing a platform. We're reaching almost 100,000 people now. And as the platform grows, I'm going to get to bring more and more the message I most want to be able to bring to women, because people will already have a relationship with me, right? And so for you, we've got to get you focused on a more specific area to get you started, right? To get you that first handful of students in the door. So I'm curious, it sounds like you've considered working with women, is that right?
I have naturally just been drawing women. So I am wanting, I first grew one business, a venue hire business, and I made it a very smart looking place because I'm going to bring women into a smart place. And so it is definitely just going to be women, and it's about the consciousness. And I similar to what you were saying, I wanted to go into corporates and do leadership, but like you say, first form the relationship and the network and the tribe, and then take it there. So I think that was, my span was too wide. I have a lot of women on a list saying, when you start, then contact me. But you're right, I need to be more specific. I need to focus and hone in on something.
Well, I'll be honest, the Events That Change Lives program would rock your world, because what that program teaches you to do is get 6 to 12 people in your living room, get started. It teaches you how to put together those talks that you do, and it teaches you how to walk those first 6 to 12 people through the process of getting to know you and what you're about, and put that little program together so that you can get your first few clients. Right? And then when we do the tribe training at the end of November, obviously that's going to be able to take you out in a bigger way when you're ready to do that. But women's empowerment is a marketable niche in most countries in the world. I would say if you live in California or New York, you may have a hard time making money right away in the women's empowerment niche because it is a little general and because there's a saturation in most areas of California and in like New York, and there's a few other states in America where women's empowerment is starting to get a little bit saturated. But my understanding, and I don't know for sure because I don't live there, but my understanding is that in most parts of Asia, most parts of Africa, women's empowerment is a quickly growing movement, and you're still on the brink enough. I actually had a chapter of my career where I made a living. I was making $3,000 or $4,000 a month, which it's not much, but it's enough, right? It's enough to get started. Leading women's empowerment workshops literally in my living room. And you'll hear me tell that story if you go to any of the Events That Change Lives content. By the way, for those of you guys considering the 2 courses together, the Events That Change Lives program, the entire 3-month Events That Change Lives program is outlined on my website. And you can navigate to that at womenrockingbusiness.com just by clicking on the programs tab so that you see a little bit more in detail what you get in those full 3 months. Khadija, I just want to reflect to you that I acknowledge that you've wanted to wait until you were a little bit more clear on what you're bringing. And at the same time, I want to be the one that kicks you in the butt a little bit and says, just get started. Just get started. Get your first few clients in the door, because that's going to give you success stories. That's going to give you testimonials that you can use in your marketing. And you're going to get to evolve this thing as it goes. Do you have any other questions for me?
I think it's just about getting started. And I have, the fox has too many tools, and then he doesn't know the 2 animals and the one said, the cat said, I just ran up the tree. I feel like I'm the fox with too many tools.
Yeah.
And so
when you know you have 12 women coming to your living room, you're going to get to say, what do they need first? And then what do they need second? And then the only thing I want to make sure you have is I want to make sure that you actually have something to offer them, like a structure and a system to offer them, so that they understand the value of saying, yes, I'll pay you. I'll pay you this much per month. I'll pay you this much for once a month for the next 3 months, for a 90-day program, for a 6-month program, so that you could actually walk a group of women through a transformational experience, a leadership experience, and get paid well for doing it. So specifically, do you have any other questions about the training itself? Are you considering jumping in?
The exchange rate, but I didn't know there was a discount. I just posted now on your website. I'm going to definitely investigate it, because I've been investing in 2 businesses for a while, and being since I've been retrenched. So that's the only consideration.
Yeah.
And so definitely considering it.
You're so welcome. And I know there's a lot of mentors out there, and for any of you specifically who want to work with women, I will tell you, I've spent the last 10 years not only building my own $1 million women's company, but I've literally, I'm not even, there's no level of exaggeration here. I've supported over 1,000 women to build women's based businesses. It's like the thing that I'm put on the planet to do. So if you are looking to take that next step, I of course would love to work with you. And wherever you decide to get support, let's get you going, because people are lined up asking you for it. I think it's time.
Yeah. One more thing. You travel all over. I didn't see you in South Africa. Invitation.
Let's get your business going, and then I'll come and speak to your ladies with you.
Oh, awesome. That's going to kick me definitely in my butt. Thank you.
Grab a spot to talk to a coach, and I'm writing your name down right now so that they know that you are coming and are also worthy of the international discount. I hope I get to see you on one of my Events Lives Q&A calls in October, and at the 2-day tribe training in November.
I hope so. We'll shuffle the numbers. Thank you.
You're amazing. Don't stop being powerful. All right. I have time for one more. Let's chat with Lisa. Hi, Lisa. I think I maybe have met you before. Your name looks familiar. Oh, it's you. How are you?
Good. How are you, Sage?
You're full of light, full of fire.
Well, I'm so excited to speak to you. I knew you were going to pick me, so I just put my hand up because I just knew it was going to happen.
How can I help you, Goddess?
I just filled out the forms to talk to a coach, but I have a platform that's already launched. It's already ready to go. I just need help like funneling in my tribe and narrowing my niche market. So my main thing is that, you know, of course, financial, it's a big commitment for me, but I do feel it would be doable. I have an online training course that's a 200-hour yoga teacher training that I've spent 5 years recording and writing. And my book is about to be published as well. So I have just completely relaunched my website too.
Where are you from?
I'm from Dallas and I'm originally from Colorado.
Nice. So sweetheart, I'm curious, what's the amount of money? I always like to look at like, what's the amount of money that sets you free, and not sets you free of I'm free forever and I never have to work again, but like, what's the amount of money that has you never have to, like, not have to worry about it anymore? Like, I knew for me, if I had a solid $8,000 coming in every month, I would be able to save. I would be able to pay for a beautiful queen quality of life. I could buy a house, right? So like, what's that number for you? Do you know?
Yeah, I think that would be probably $12,000 a month.
Okay, great.
Right now,
mine's gone up a little bit. Mine's gone up a little bit since my company. All right, my company's here now. I think this is how much I need, right?
Right.
And you know, $12,000 a month is totally doable. I mean, you have a yoga teacher certification course. You have this other body of work. I mean, I think the bottom line is that we potentially could get you 24 people investing $500 a month with you. I mean, that's a no-brainer for a mentor.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just like a no-brainer. And with your curriculum and content that you've already developed, I think you're right. It's just a matter of actually putting that client funnel into place and putting the marketing materials into place.
Yeah, and I looked at some other coaching programs and stuff, you know, of course, being online, and my business is virtual anyway, and I do a lot of Zoom trainings, I do a lot of live trainings and a lot of speaking anyway. But the thing is, you know, I really resonate with the type of women that you're attracting. It's my language, you know, totally speaking my language. And that's exactly like you said, look for a mentor that has the lifestyle that you want. And that's totally it. You know, I'm offering retreats already. I'm going to Hawaii next month, which is, you know, so I have what people want. I just need to get it out there.
It's an insanely powerful tribe that we've attracted, and I feel grateful and humble in the face of it every day. And you know, Serena is just one of 5 coaches that we have that are all like mind-blowingly amazing and smart, and they know how to build businesses. And it's definitely a place to come. It's an incubator for, you know, really rock star, high level, very intuitive, very evolved women entrepreneurs who want to take it to the next level. And, you know, Lisa, a couple of the things I'm really committed to you having, again, wherever you get those things, I'm not attached, but I'm committed to you having a really tight, you know, 90-minute talk that is very carefully crafted, that has a very, you know, compelling story, that has a very enticing offer with very clear outcomes. And then you have a way to get people to that talk. You know, those components are just, it's very difficult to create those on your own. You know, it is difficult, even at my level. I mean, I'm $1 million entrepreneur. I've been doing this for a decade. I still book sessions with Serena when I need a new story for a new audience, because I know, like, me in my closet figuring it out alone is just, it's not necessarily going to help me find the words that are going to speak to you with as much conviction and commitment and determination to change your life, right? So like having that community and having the guidance and having the coaches alongside to really test and really sort of give you that stamp of approval and to give you the format of, like, how do you build a story arc in an experience that has some really good solid content in it, so people leave feeling great whether they buy from you or not. You know, I'm committed to every single one of you, the hundreds that tune into this video. I'm committed to you feeling great whether you buy from me or not. And for those of you that really are deeply considering going further, I would just hate to have money be the reason that you don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know what's possible when you get your formula. I need 24 clients at $500 a month. Okay, now I know what I need. Now it's just a matter of putting putting the steps into place to actually get that, so that you don't have to wonder where the money's coming from.
Exactly. And I want, my main goal too is to, I have other businesses, but my husband's business is something I want to retire him from, so I could utilize this as our income and he can travel with me, when we do our yoga retreats and everything. So that's really where I want to get to.
Do you know Susan Chris Thompson?
I don't think so.
So look her up. She does Bright Line Eating. She's an amazing weight loss mentor. All her stuff is very holistic. It's all based in science. And she was my client 2 years ago, and she came to me with like a small list. She had a list of a couple thousand people. She had just put 20 people through her first online course. She was working all the time.
Right. That's kind of where I'm at.
And she was not making the money that she wanted. So we worked together. She first signed up for just a few months with me, just like this kind of opportunity. She came to a 3-day live event and ended up working with me for a little over a year. By the time we were done, now she's running a business that'll do 2.5 million in sales this year.
Awesome.
Her husband quit his job. She has 18 people working for her. We're going to Oregon next week to speak at a retreat together and just be on retreat, like soaking in the hot springs next week for like 3 days together, just being girls together. And I just like, if she wasn't an entrepreneur when she came to us, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And what's her name again?
Susan Pierce Thompson of Bright Line. In fact, if you scroll to the bottom of the tribe sales page, and the link is posted right there on Facebook, you'll see a mashup video with a bunch of our students talking. She's the one with short brown hair. So yeah, she's amazing, true story. And she's not unique. I mean, we have clients left and right really popping up above that 6-figure mark and getting to that point where they're working because they want to, not because they have to.
Right. Yeah. And of course I would do this for free. Like you said, this is my passion. This is why I'm put on this planet. I know that this stuff has to get out there, but at the same time, I need to be paid, Yeah.
Do you want to jump in and grab one of those last bonus sections?
I do. I want to just figure out how it's going to work, but I do want to end. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to actually write. We actually literally are down to 2 spots with bonus sessions with Serena. So I'm going to write your name down as one of the goddesses that wants in, and we'll hold that spot for you till the end of today.
Thank you.
Let the coaches know that you're coming, and I'm so excited.
Awesome.
All right. Bye, Lisa.
Thank you, Paige.
You're amazing. And you, like all these other ladies I've talked to, you're full of fire. You're like full of enthusiasm. I want to hold up a mirror to you and be like, you are the poster child of mentorship. Let's get you going.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you're so welcome. All right, amazing tribe goddesses. I can't believe how many of you have stayed with me for 2 hours. You're amazing. You're unstoppable. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. to teach you about how to monetize your tribe. And for those of you considering jumping into the tribe training, I want you to know that we will take such good care of you. I promise, I know, with all of the conviction in my heart, we'll get you where you want to go. It is absolutely my life's purpose to get every single one of you who want to be successful, who want to be making money, who want to be serving clients, who want to be growing your own tribe, to get you there. And there's a whole tribe of women celebrating you and walking alongside you every step of the way. So we'll see you on the Facebook page. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Again, it's womenrockingbusiness.com/grow your tribe. It's womenrockingbusiness.com/grow your tribe, and there's dashes. It's grow-your-tribe, and the link is right there on our Facebook page. And have a listen to our client stories, and just consider in your heart what might be stopping you from jumping in. Because if it is money or if it is time, I'd hate to have those be the reasons why you might wait to say yes to your dreams. Say yes to the tribe that is waiting for you. I can't wait to meet those of you that are jumping in, and I will be back with every single one of you tomorrow at 10 a.m. teaching you about profiting from your tribe. I'm so honored to walk this path alongside you. Thank you for being a valuable member of this community. Thanks for loving each other up on the Facebook page. I really feel the love. It's what it's all about. It's about having somewhere to go to get the support and to get the love so that we can all go further and do more and be more together, because our clients are waiting. And your clients are waiting for you. They're not waiting for someone like you. They're actually waiting for you. Mwah! I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.